right, we're on page Vav. And I think this is a part where Rabbi Shimon disappeared. They're sitting around his bed, he disappeared. The Bazer Eden, after a while, he says, I'm alone, Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon said to them, and he asked them, he said, midi. So he said, I guess it's chamitum midi. Did you see something? Did you see something you want to talk about? Rabbi Pinchas then said to them, Lo kolona tavano. Let's see where we are. Rabbi Pinchas and Rabbi Pinchas lo re'ina Rabbi Klum. We didn't see anything. The kolona tavano. We're all wondering about this. The lo chaminan l'cha b'bei marech zman rav. Okay, let me see if I can read off the page. It's too hard for me to read from the screen. So Rabbi Elo Kolona Om de Rabbi Tameim, but we're all sitting here wondering. We're amazed. So we didn't cholioch, I guess is to pronounce it, is that we didn't see you on your sick bed. Zazman Rav. Lo Saliklon. He said Saliklon Reichin the Busmin begins to the Aiden. But when we saw you, when we see you now, Alolana has come on to us is Rechos Shel Besamim Megan Eden, beautiful fragrances coming from Gan Eden. For Shemana Kala B'Malol, and we heard a voice talking. For Shemana Kala B'Daber, V'Loch Yedan Imam B'Malim also, but you didn't know who was talking with you. Amalol, so he said to them, Rabbi Shimon, B'Shal and he asked them, V'Lo Shemata Rabbi the Achra, you didn't hear anything else, B'Cham Didi, from me, you only heard me talking? You didn't hear the voice of anybody else, but any other words, except the words I said. So he said, they said no. So he said to them, Rabbi Shimon, Lis Atun Chazian the Mechmech Svar upon him the Atik Yamim. He said, case, if that's the case, Ein atem ru'uyim leros or pnei atik yamim. You're not fit to see the light of the face of atik yamim. Shuhu or hakeser, which is the light of the keser. So here that's what he said. So the very little light of the keser had something to do with the ability to be able to see who he was talking to. Amalon, so he said to them, Amalachem Rabbi Shimon. So he said something specific to them. Rabbi Pinchas. So what it was, Atama Ani al Rebbe Pinchas. So I was really wondering here. It was just really amazing to me about Rebbe Pinchas. The Lo Chama. Shelo as or Pnei Atek Yamin, that he didn't see this light of Atek Yamin. The Ana Chamis lay Ka'an Ba'alma Da'asi. Ki Ani Roa Ata as Bekoma Hamiyuhad Lo Ba'olam Haba. Now I think he's talking about Rebbe Pinchas. So I see the place, the stature, I guess he means to say, of him and the place that he is designated in the next world. So this is another one of the places where he said Rabbi Pinchas ben Yoer had to get here, like that. The Matach ben Makom Shalom, and below his place, who are Makom Shal Rabbi Elazar Beni, and right below his place, he said basically, he said below is the place of Rabbi Elazar Beni. So we see the Rebbe Pinchas actually up above my son, Yoser. Me call Hanokachim Kam, all of those that are meeting here. He says, L'chein Tama Ani, Al Rebbe Pinchas, Shalol Zacha the Rose S or Pnei Atik Yom. So therefore, since I know that he's on a higher level than everybody else here, I guess what he's saying. He says that I can't understand why he wasn't able to focus on who was talking to. Kan shadruch b'dilei melayla, v'hatel shalku b'shvili melamal. So that was set down through the upper pass, a pass from up above. V'kora osich la'alos lamala, and they called me. They called me to come up above. Kedei libchor as mako menuchasi. Now this seemed to be an important idea here. In order for me to be able to choose the place of my rest, ba'olam haba, in the world beyond the physical body. So there, that's the reason why, since I was called away, that you didn't see me on my bed. And at this point, they showed me Lamala up above in the world beyond, as Bekomel Shar Tzadikim Ba'olam Haba, the place is really where the dwelling, I guess, of all the rest of the Tzadikim in the next world. Below this Yasha Rabbi Reduchtoi. Below this Yasha Rabbi Libchor as Bekome Benechem, but I was not, I guess what's it was, below this Yasher, I wasn't able to straighten myself out or what, to be able to choose a place between them. Bar im Akia Shiluni, except the one place next to Akia Shiluni, Rak im Akia Shiluni, he ani nitzus nishmasa, because I'm actually related to him in soul wise, that I'm a spark of his soul. Over Redukte, birarti, ubacharti. So therefore, he first uses the word birarti. So he says that I've refined out. I don't know. We'll know what could that possibly mean. Ubacharti, and then I chose as Malcolm Benuchasi Etzel Achir Shiloni, and I put it next to Achir Shaloni. Who can you tell me who is Achir Shaloni? Here he's going to say that he was the Rebbe of one of the prophets. I think he say that, but I don't really remember who he is. Can you tell me?
He's a Sefer Malachim.
Yeah.
He's the Navi that anointed Yerabim ben Nevat. The king, the first king of the 10 tribes.
He spoke to Rebbe Yerabim ben Nevat. No, yeah.
He's the Navi. He was the Navi at the time, and he's the one that had the nevuah that he should be he made Yerabim the Navi.
Okay.
He made
Nevin the king.
He appointed him as the king. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the place next to this Navi is the place where Rabbi Shimon is chosen his place. Huh? I'm sorry. Say it again.
The Baal Shem Tov said the Baal Shem Tov also learned from his neshama of Achion Shiloni.
That's very interesting. So, okay. Yeah. Say that again.
The Sefer by the Baal Shem Tov, the first Sefer by the Talmid Baal Shem Tov called the Toldos Yaakov Yosef. It brings their lot that what the Baal Shem Tov sent from Achion Shiloni.
Okay, very interesting. Beautiful. Now we're on this phrase. He says, I returned then after I chose my place, and I came back into this world. But I wasn't alone. He's saying I came along with the neshamas of many tzaddikim. To escort me. The Nishmet Tzedikaya Adam Harishon. So then up above he says, now you have these neshamas and tzaddikim coming along. Up above all of them, all the tzaddikim, Nishmas Adam Harishon. Now came the neshama of Adam Harishon. This is an interesting little piece. The Hava Yosef Gabah, he was now then he's standing by me. Shahoya Yoshev Etzli was sitting by me. And he was talking to me. So when I came back, this is who came to greet me with all of the other tzaddikim. But what he wanted, so what he wanted, why he came, because he was asking me, that it shouldn't start talking about his sin, how he made a flaw. I call it in the flow from the upper spheros, the kol oilam down into the rest of the world. Bar ha'chul the amar oraisa begine. Yosef b'masha amarna b'lecha v'teres. In other words, don't get into any more. Don't start getting in more detail about what I did than what's already been mentioned in the Torah. Viskase b'hachu ilidach the ginsa de Eden. He says, "Ki b'Torah ne'elam," because if you read the Torah, the written description of the Torah. It doesn't really tell you what happened to him and what happened as a result of that. So I spoke to him, I spoke, and I answered him. They already talked about the secret of his sin. So he says, Amalei Adam Harishon, the Adam Harishon then came back and said, the Galkim Bechavria Beinaichus Shafir. Mashranis Galaso the Het Etzel HaChaverim. Boy, you said this about the Chaverim, okay. Beinam, the Bein Atzman, so this is amongst themselves. Yafahu, so fine, okay. So you talked about it. But that everybody else should be publicized law. So Rabbi Shimon in my time. So I asked, what's the reason? What's the reason why you shouldn't do this? So in other words, be publicized to the world and measure Rabbi Shimon. So Rabbi Shimon says the Chaz Kudsha Berichu Al Yikare. Because the Kodesh Baruch Hu was concerned. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu Al Kavod Shemo on the glory of his name. Now, whose name we talk about? And he wants to talk about, so we're trying to keep the covenant of Adam Harishon up. So we don't want to publicize how bad it was. So he wants to talk about how he messed up the channels from up above. That he made these flaws in the upper spheros, which allows the other side to get in. Rak mashagilu b'maise eitz ashal eitz hadas sha'achol b'menu Adam Harishon, but really, so just talking about the eitz hadas tov raw from which he ate. The kudsha b'richu gali le b'raza the kudsha the kudsha the v'chirana chavria. The Kodesh Baruch Hu gila as chet Adam Harishon besod the Kodesh shall besod hakadosh shall spheres al yonos. So let me read the words again. The Kodesh Baruch Hu, what he revealed the chet of Adam Harishon in the secret, the holy secret of the spheres al yonos. In other words, rak lechavera hachaverim. In other words, the details of what actually happened up above as a result of his sin, that was only revealed to the Chaverim. So that also nobody should discuss this. Even if they heard it, they shouldn't discuss it even between themselves. L'tzeirim, to the young people, he calls them Ravake Shebein Chaverim. In other words, there's some young people, maybe their children amongst them, or other people came to listen. As new Chaverim as they come into the world. So this is not something we want to get into the deep secret of how he messed up the upper worlds. So this is something that's supposed to be hidden. Shelo call Adam Sarak Ladasa, so everybody doesn't need to know this. V'toibe, v'nei Adam toimbo, people who make mistakes with this. V'lechein ein legalos ulefarsem as so chet Adam Harishon. So we don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it. We don't want to reveal it. We don't want to make it public. Lav mishum chovasa dechav. V'lo mishum godel lachet. It's the shachato. It's not because his sin that he did was really a tremendous one, a very serious one. Mishum kavodo shel Adam Harishon, or mishum because of the kavod of Adam Harishon. Ela mishum yakar d'shmai law, but really because of the glory of the holy name, of the upper name. Amna bishum kavod Hashem Elyon. What is that? She'ena roy legalos so the secrets that have to do with the damage that was actually caused Shena'asib spheres of Yonas that happened in the flow from the upper spheres Ayedechet Adam Harishon. The B'nai Nasha lo Yezehirin Bey. Kevin Shebnei Adam Einem Nizharem Bekava the Shem Karoi. So since people really don't have the proper respect for the name of Hashem, like it says, this is my name forever, my eternal name. But it says the word la'olam is spelled without a vav. He said, it's a concept of hiding something, v'hastara. Upirusha Zeh Shemei. So when it says Zeh Shemei Sodas Hashem, he's talking here about the secrets of the name. La'alam, for to hide them. Stricken the halalim, the lahastir. So therefore you have to hide them, you have to cover them up. The high sheyesh the halkim, so this a sphera, so what do you need to do specifically? You need to hide the secret of the Sephiras Elyonis of the upper Sephiras Shechel B'Chashem HaKodesh. Kagon Pagme Chet Adam Harishon, just for example, to start examining the nature of the flaw that was caused by the Chet of Adam Harishon B'Sephiras Elyonis, because it doesn't really talk about that, really not at all. V'yesech of the Meshech of the Lo Sarak Lon. Kibnei Adam Yavach of the shoulder, people will then come and they'll start asking. The shol shailish ain't ru'uyas that start asking questions they're not fit to be asked. Going it's like exactly, start getting into details of what the pagam did. And that is not a kavod to Hashem Yisborach. I guess he means to say that there is a living God. It's alive. It's alive, but God is alive, and to reveal all of these things that happen and go into that is a damage to this kavod. Behind it, so this is what it says. So this is the warning the Torah says. Pen yeherson el Hashem liros. So here we're standing at Har Sinai. Kolom shelo yitzayir soda shel Hashem hakodesh b'chush haraos agashmis. Now, I think he means to make an idol. I think that's what he means. That you should not form up the secrets of the Shem HaKodesh. It's something that could be seen into a physical object, in my translation, which is of haros, b'chush haros, with your eyes, agashmi, that you could see it. Ki afsher devo al yedei al kach. So that's staying away from images and drawings, I think, to a certain extent. This could cause into a person to, in other words, the wrong person listens to this kind of thing. It could come to him becoming a kofar and destruction of the name. And as a result of that, we have the rest of the continuation of the matter, that those who break through, and many died. Rabbi wants to work on that. Harav Shalima the Gilab as Sodas Hashem HaKodesh the call. So any Rav who starts saying these sodas to everybody, to a mass, who nofel v'nitbas, he's going to fall and he's going to be trapped. Of an enish, he said nitbas means and is punished. But also avon shall talmidim shebahod kafira, and he would punished in the same way that his talmidim listening to him fall into the category of denial. V'amar Rabbi Shimon ki mitoch drashas pasuk zel, from the essence, I guess, of this drasha, this pasuk, hachi gezerani paskano v'haskamanah habakach. So we all decided this, and we're all agreed to this. Hai chavra the older Rabbi Shimon Kadisha ki zeh hachaver Hamalamed a Megala as Sodas Hashem HaKodesh L'Kol, a person who is saying this to the masses. He says, Hu nofel v'isa b'haku chova. So he says, Hu nofel, this person who does this will fall, I guess, from his position. I'm not sure exactly what the falling is. Hu nofel v'nimsa ba'osa ha'avon, and he finds himself in the midst of the avon itself, shel kefira, of denying the nature of Hashem Yisrael shenikash lubo hatalmidim, he'll fall into the same trap that they did. Yatem inayhu, but even worse than them, more than them. Yosechem in hatalmidim. Dersiv kamosha kosa, like it reads right this. It's written like this: Pen yehersu. So these words go together. So you break through. And then you'll see that the Talmidim lose faith. Talmidim al Chavai in the name Yud Kei Vav Ki the Rose Berosim Besodas Al Yonos, because Berosim, as they are looking in there, seeing the Sodas Al Yonim Ki Oz. And so he's telling us a principle here that people listening to this, and it's beyond them, it could lead to kafiros. V'nafel b'men Rav, and a lot of them will die. Hainu shecharav shalima. This is how he interprets it. V'nafel b'men Rav, that is, the Rav will fall. Hainu shacharav shalimet osam as sodasu, that the Rab who teaches them, he teaches them these sodas, who nofa v'nitbas enish, so this person will fall, he'll be punished, but also abon in the same avon of kafira that he generated in his talmidim, shalatamidim, shabo the day kafira, they came into this situation, and now they're denying the existence of the upper worlds. Car of the Gabe, his car of the Rebbe Shimon. So now everybody came near to Rebbe Shimon. Rebbe Elazar Bere, his son, Rebbe Elazar. Amalek Abba, Ma Anachasam. So Rebbe Shimon. So he said, his son said to Rebbe Abba Avi, my father, Malko Hoshivas Ma'alasi Umako Misham Lamala Began Eden. So what is the significance? What's the importance of my elevation and my place there over there in Gan Eden? So he lambale Rebbe Shimon, because he's going to be right below Rebbe Shimon. Rebbe Shimon, the Rebbe Elazar Beno. So he says, Zakol Chulokoch, your portion is worthy, happy is your portion, Beri, my son. He says in the next world, Chelkoch Ba'olam Haba, Zman Sagi Yehei Delo Tizkaber Gaboy. So he says that Amnam Zman Rav Yihye Shalo Tihya Kavor Yachadime, that you're not going to be with me. You got a lot of rest of your life, a long life to go. But in the next world, he says, okay, there we go. But if we're talking about the upper world, I went there, I guess he's saying, I went there, and I chose as Hamakom Shali v'Shalach, both my place and your place. V'sham tihya yachad imi, and there you will be together with me. Zakoyan anach mu'usharim, ana ba'olam ha'elyon. So Zakoyan anan. So we are so blessed, I guess, or blessed. Let's say it like that. Mu'usharim, and we are standing straight, I guess, right or correct in the next world. He said, "Im inan tzedikayim will be there amongst all the tzedikim. This minim the shafcha lemare alma." Lichiyos yachad im osam tzaddikim, to be together with those tzaddikim b'chasida, the sheveich la'adam ha'olam, who are destined to praise. I'm not sure what this actually means. They're with them because they are destined l'shaveich la'adam ha'olam, the adam ha'olam, to praise the king of the master of the world. The inan malachim the shramshem the kamei. V'hem kamalachim. They're like malachim. These people are like his agents. Malachi Ma'ala, Amashamta of the Kodesh Baruch Hu, are always serving and bringing to a Kodesh Baruch Hu and bringing back from a Kodesh Baruch Hu. This is the meaning of what is written. Zesha Kosav of the Tzaddikim Elo, in regards to them, Ak Tzaddikim Asidim, the Tzaddikim in the future. Sheyoda v'yishpakol l'shimcha v'yeshvu sharim as panachol. So they will be always giving thanks to your name. V'yeshvu, and they will dwell. I'm not sure what yeshvu yesharim as panachol, and to get. I think it really means to lefanachol kamalachim maram, that they will get directly from your face, the radiance of your face, all the shefa that they carry. Lefanachol kamalachim maram hamasham shem lefonav, like the angels of up above. Now we actually got to. We have 1 minute to go. You want to do this next one, or this is where we're going to get a little more started here. Maybe we'll start this the next time.
Next time.
Okay. Thank you, Rebbe. Have a wonderful Shabbos and regards. Call to.